guys, Mrs. Traver here. Today we're continuing our lessons on angles formed by transversals. This is our last day of angle relationships. We've done 3 days so far. Learning target is to be able to use translations of lines to show angle congruence with parallel lines and determine angle congruence when two parallel lines are cut by a transversal. We'll look back at our assignment from yesterday, take notes on the last couple angle relationships we have, and then you have some book work to do. It's out of 2 different sections. I cut the problems down though. Let's jump in first, as always, and look at our answers from yesterday. So this is from our worksheet you did with angle relationships. Check those compared to yours, and if you have any questions, come ask on Zoom. All right, let's look at this relationship. So we've got angles A and B, and I can mark up my diagram with what I know about congruent angles. If I start with angle A, I know it's vertical to this angle over here, and that these two correspond to the other angles I've marked. So notice A and B are matching, they're congruent together. We don't have a name for that yet though. I know that angle A is congruent to angle B, but I don't have a name yet. They're not corresponding, they're not vertical, they're not complementary, they're not supplementary. I need a new name for this. So notice how my setup is. There's these two parallel lines. It kind of looks like a road. Like if this were the road, and there's an intersection here with our transversal. If that's the case, and you kind of mindset it like that, notice on the inside of the road, both of these lie. So they're on the interior of the road. They are also on opposite sides of the transversal. So they are called alternate meaning on one side and the other, alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles are A and B in this case. Our next set, notice A and B now are on the same side. So they are on the interior of the road, so to speak. But they're on the same side, so we call them same side interior angles. Let's see what the relationship is here. If I marked up my diagram again, I notice A and B are not congruent. Instead, they make an angle pair that adds up to 180. So angle A and angle B are supplementary. Let's look at our next set. A and B, and this time are on the outside of the road, so they are exterior, and they are on opposite sides of the transversal, so they are alternate exterior angles. If I mark up my diagram, I can tell that they are congruent. I know I'm moving a little bit fast, but remember you can go back and rewatch this whenever you need. Last one here, we've got our marking to show us that A and B are supplementary, and they are, what's going on here? One's on the inside, one's on the outside. We don't even have a name for this in this case, but we know they're supplementary. All right, let's try some. Conditional statements. If two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, we have the following statements. Corresponding angles are congruent. That would be the case where you have ones that match. So those are the matching ones. Alternate interior angles. So that would be if I've got interior and they're on opposite sides like this. Those ones are congruent. Alternate exterior, that's on the outside and they're on opposite sides. And then same side interior, if I had on the same side of the inside here and here, I'll call this A and I'll call this B because they're supplementary. All right, let's get this down. So here's a quick snapshot of all the angles we've talked about so far. We've got a right angle, looks like this, and it's 90 degrees. We've got a straight angle, and it goes from here all the way over here. It's 180 degrees. Vertical angles are ones that make two V's, and they are congruent. Adjacent is a new one we haven't mentioned yet. If I have adjacent angles like A and B, it just means they're next to each other. They don't necessarily add up to anything. They're just next to each other. Adjacent means next to. Complementary angles are the ones that are formed from a right angle. So like A and B here, add up to 90. Supplementary angles, they sit on a supper plate, they add up to 180. There's a few more on our next slide. Here we go. Corresponding angles, same side interior, and alternate exterior. I'm going to use two parallel lines. Whoa, that looked really weird. Let me try that again. Two parallel lines cut by a transversal for each one of these. Let me draw those in. Okay, corresponding, same spot. top left, top left. Also this one and this one, for example. There's two more, but I don't want to draw them, it'll get messy. Same side interior, so they're on the inside and on the same. There's A and there's B, and they are supplementary. Alternate interior, here and here, they're congruent. Alternate exterior, here and here, they are congruent. So there's a snapshot of all of our angles, and here's your assignment. Actually, I added some problems to this, so I'm going to show you from the beginning slide, and I will update that on the slides. But I want you to do this set, 212 and 213. I've got a couple different numbers there, so freeze your screen and check out what numbers they are. Let's look at them on here. 212, I want to do numbers 19, 22, and 23. So here's 19, looking at angles. 22, finding an equation for a line that passes through these points and seeing if another line's on it. Use the homework help if you need it. And 23, where you're talking about using this angle, tracing it, and then seeing if you can find relationship when you do some things with rotations. The other assignment you're working on is 213, not another assignment, but another couple problems from 213. So here's 213, I want to do 33 through 35. 33 has two parallel lines cut by a transversal, and it's asking you to agree or not with some statements. 34, some problems to solve for x, and 35 has a few parts, and it's doing some probability practice. That's what you've got for today for your homework. I hope it's working out well for you. Tomorrow, let's look at our game plan so you can see what's going on for the rest of the week, because the week's almost up. We're solving systems of equations. This is not a geometry skill. I want you to notice it doesn't have a page number with it or anything, but it's something that comes up in geometry as algebra review frequently, and we need to do some practice of. So we will tend to pause our geometry life and practice this algebra skill so that we can be good for it when it comes up in our assignments. Next week, moving forward, remember you have a quiz on Monday as usual. We're going to continue on with chapter 2 from there. And again, next Friday, we'll have a kind of pause on geometry life and practice an algebra skill that we need. So just wanted to show you a snapshot of what's coming up. Other than that, you guys are good to go. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.